Beijing, China, the city of the Forbidden Palace and the Great Wall of China. It's also a city with some of the most adventurous food on the planet.
There's a saying in Chinese that if you haven't had Douzhier, you haven't been to Beijing.
Here, I'll be skipping some of the foods most people are already familiar with.
It is tofu, fried, deep fried.
Such as Peking duck, Beijing noodles, and dumplings. And wind in and out of the hutongs with the purpose of finding something a little less well known.
Pig intestines and pig liver. And
here are the best of Beijing's local snacks.
One is Beibingyang. Nothing particularly special here. Beibingyang is just North Ocean, Arctic Ocean. Super famous in Beijing. You can find this everywhere. Tastes a lot like orange Fanta, but it's a staple in Beijing. Every local place will have Beibingyang. The second is Chao Ganr. So if you've spent any time in Beijing, you've probably seen Chao Ganr. It's one of the most famous dishes in Beijing. It dates back also hundreds and hundreds of years, back to the Qing Dynasty. The Qing Dynasty actually changed the recipe. It's pig intestines and pig liver. And during the Qing Dynasty, they developed it further. They would take the pig liver, rub salt in it, and clean it with vinegar, which sort of gave it a unique flavor. It's very distinct. It's very strong. And to me, it's not particularly tasty, but we'll get into it anyways. So it's something of a thick stew, so you can see it's got like a gooey exterior here. It's pretty typical of Chao Ganr.
Do you like the stickiness? Is it appetizing?
No, it's a little gooey, a little slimy. So this bit here is just a little bit of the pig liver. So we'll go in here. Pretty salty, pretty distinct. It's difficult to say the flavor of Chao Ganr. It is very distinct, salty, not my thing. The Beijing staple, and something that anybody who's spent a certain amount of time in Beijing has experienced.
So, this is black stinky tofu from Changsha, Hunan. It is tofu fried, deep fried, and it's got, they poke a hole in it, and they actually pour two sauces. They pour some garlic juice and some chili pepper sauce, some Lvdagan. I've had stinky tofu before, don't mind the taste, but the spiciness, I don't like spicy food, so this might be too much spicy sauce for me, but I'm gonna try. So it's probably gonna be hot. Hot. Spicy. Not bad. The taste is okay, but the spiciness, it's in my nose. Yeah. If I had more, I think I'd start crying and sweating.
Okay, so we've got a couple specialties here. We're gonna go first with the Douzhier. So Douzhier is fermented beans. A bit tough on the nose, a little sweaty smelling, eggs. But anyways, there's a saying in Chinese that if you haven't had Douzhier, you haven't been to Beijing. So I've been in Beijing for some time now, so we're gonna go ahead and get on this. It is a little bit beany, a little tough, sweaty tasting, a little egg tasting, but it also goes with this. So it's just fried rings with some pickled vegetables there, and the idea here is just to dip it in the Douzhier. So we're gonna go ahead and try and separate this. So they go together, and you just steam the two. This is sort of flavorless. It's more of a transportation to get the Douzhier in your mouth. There's not a lot of flavor to it, but Not terrible, but not
So-
something I would seek out to eat.
Describe the taste of the fermented beans.
Like a marathon runner after a 56-kilometer run, taking off a sock and squeezing it into a highball glass and then giving it to you to drink. A little bit like that. So the next delicacy we have here is Lvdagan. So this is just a sticky rice with a bean paste, a sweet bean paste with a soya bean outside. And there's actually a story to this. So Lvdagan, during the Qing dynasty, the empress was sort of tired of imperial food, so she wanted to try something new. So she asked the chef just to make her something different. So the chef made a sticky rice, which is the inside thing, with a bean paste, made it into a roll. One of his eunuchs, surnamed Liu, carelessly dropped the sticky rice in this soya outside here, this sort of characteristic brown soya bean on the outside, which sort of makes the dish. And they didn't have time to change the dish, so they served it to the empress. She liked it so much, she praised the chef, so named in honor of the eunuch that dropped the sticky rice into the soya bean, so it's called Lvdagan. And this one I can eat all day. This is a tasty dish right now. A little bit sweet, good texture. It's sort of like the mochi balls in Japan that you see a lot. Really good.
So I thought the sticky rice was the white. It is the white stuff, the sticky rice, but
White
the
stuff,
brown is
sticky
the
rice. The outside
soy.
is soya bean.
I see.
It's sort of characteristic of what it is. I don't know that it adds much flavor.
Yeah.
It's an appearance.
It doesn't look
thing.
like a lot.
It's an
Yeah.
appearance thing. I don't know that it adds much, but this you can find everywhere in Beijing. On the streets, as part of your cafeteria meal at school or work or wherever you be, you can find this everywhere in Beijing. It's cheap, super affordable. It's sort of desserty, but they don't eat it really as dessert. They'll eat it with the meal, as part of the meal. You know what I do? I do this up motion, and then I stay. Focus, in a little bit. Always the same, and then pure left. That's the money shot.